All right, welcome back to Chat UFC Friday Faceoff recap for UFC Baku in Azerbaijan. So we're going to dive into this. Not much is going to change here. Now, follow me. I'm going to have some bonus bets for PFL tonight. We're jumping into that. We're going to apply the same principles that we apply to the UFC. Been doing some study, kind of getting the feel of things. So I wouldn't say dump all your units on it, but I went 2 units on one of them, a nice plus money dog. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, let's dive into UFC Baku here and just go over what we saw in the face-offs and go over some of these metrics. So first fight of the night, Irina Aleskeva versus Claudia Segula. I don't really understand this line movement too much. The fighters are very close on their fight matrix blends. The difference is really just opponents. I do think Claudia Segula has a chance of beating her with volume, potentially. Projected probability, which is sort of a new thing here, 61.39. That's probably pretty close on a plus 235. There is value on Segula. However, we're not quite gonna just dive into some of these like we used to. Especially when there's not much on the underdog. You know, we have a little bit of information, but there's just not enough there to say, yeah, this is bad value. Segula may not even be UFC caliber, so we'll see. But big line there. We're staying off for now, but force bet would be on Segula at the plus 235. Not going to touch this one. Co versus Elliott. I think Elliott's is that dude, next level. But not laying the minus 450 on that. Hamdi, I was actually just diving into this one a little bit more. And this is an interesting one, too, because the gym I go to, they know the fighters. So there's some people who know some things about each fighter, and the two fighters know each other as well. A lot of decisions in their most recent fights. When they fight heavyweights at the same level, they tend to be a little more cautious, back and forth, pitter-patter. And I do favor Hamdi on that. I do also think that we have to factor in the Middle East aspect of things. Hamdi has won some very questionable split decisions. Whether you agree with them or not is beside the point. All we care about is winning. We don't care about ego. We care about winning. So if we win a bad split decision, fine, we won. Now, are we going to get that every time? No. But I just think that with that, he's got the higher fight matrix blend. He's got the higher strength of schedule, surprisingly, in his last 5 fights. And so all that gives 60% on Hamdi. It's kind of like right there in the middle. Maybe a Hamdi by decision, but I do think he is the only one who's live for a knockout here. But that's the other thing. Usman's never been knocked out. Hamdi's never been knocked out. And they both go to decisions a lot. So most likely decision. If you wanted to sprinkle Hamdi in a little parlay, put him at, small 1 unit profit at the minus 160. But for now, I'm staying off. Check out for the live tweets. There may be, obviously if this dips below, I think Usman's probably going to be the more public side. So if this dips below minus 150, I think we definitely have value there. This one makes no sense. I have a lot riding on Melissa Mullins here, as you guys know. This line's come down. These two have fought each other. Melissa Mullins knocked her out in the first round. So I don't know here. 100 points higher. There's got to be someone seeing, because public would be on Mullins here for sure. I have 67%. So I guess the line is fair right now. Maybe that's the consideration with things. I thought money would pour in on Mullins, so I grabbed her in those parlays early. But there you go. Mullins a big play, and we're going to keep it like that. Jung Young Park, another one. Thought we were going to get a little movement up, but Ismail Nardiev looked big in the face-off. Park did his normal thing where he's shy and he looks down. I think it's all part of his game. But if you just look at Park, much higher on the ratings, much higher strength of schedule. I predict this to be a stand-up fight. Park's tough to take down. I think Park out-volumes him. He's cagier. He's been in there a lot longer. So give me Park here. And I did take the under in this one because I do think that there is a potential of step up in competition issue for Ismail. And I don't think Park wants to go to decision in the Middle East here. So I definitely think that's possible. Plus 140, under 2.5 rounds. Let's get it. Azmat Azat Maxim. I actually liked him more after the face-off. There seemed to be a lot of friendliness. Azat's up and coming. Tagir's been around for a while. Money just pouring in on Tagir, though. Obviously, someone knows something. Seems like they've trained together before. Or they probably have mutual people they know. So 300 points higher on that. I didn't even touch it. We're going to leave that one alone. Bogdan-Grad. It is a very interesting one that I wanted to show you guys. Face-off was interesting. Nemaev, bigger, taller. Bogdan-Grad's obviously jacked, but he always comes in a little shorter. And so I think Bogdan is going to have a real tough time here. His average, this is where it is. So you look at the fight matrix blend on the advanced metrics, they're close. But this is where there's a new thing we're factoring in, which is 1395 average Glico, last 5, and 1645. So Nemaev has been fighting and winning at this 1600 level. Bogdan-Grad has shot up to 1640 based on beating the 1400 level. Lucas Almeida, an example of someone who's just not UFC caliber. So all that said, I gave 5 percentage points on the height reach advantage, 74% here at a minus 240. It's showing there's value. And so, Mohamed Naimov, I mean, there's still some unknowns on the side of Bogdan-Grad. I will say that. But there is value here, and I would be curious about something. Let's take a pause here. All right, so I just wanted to look there and see on Bogdan-Grad the finish rate. So out of 17 fights, 3 have gone to decision, which is very little. And Mohammed here, same thing. I mean, 6 fights to decision out of 15, so more, but higher level competition. Here's what I'm thinking here, guys. There is a plus 200 on a under 1.5 rounds, and there is a minus 135 on it does not go the distance. I like both. Yeah, so I'm thinking at minus 135, the does not go the distance, or under 1.5 plus 200 are both nice bets there. And Nemaev, I would say, is a parlay piece as well. I think he wins this fight. More I look at it, this is not being factored in. Strength of schedule has been so low for Bogdan-Grad. He recently got through the Contender Series. This is going to be a step up. I can just see it. Size advantage. I think we're going to see a knockout here if I was to call it. So I wouldn't even hate the knockout prop for Mohammed, but just take the under just in case Grad lands something crazy, gets a sub by a miracle, something like that. I would say just take the under and then maybe parlay Nemaev with someone, because I think he either gets the knockout or the decision. I don't think Bogdan-Grad is going to be able to keep up with him. And there you go. Oh, Nicholas Moda and Sadiakov. So loved Moda at the plus 350. I thought it was going to keep going up. Let's wait on it. It came down after the face-off, as it should. We have a 41.59. Nazim probably wins, but money will come in on him, I think. And we will take Mota. Buy price, I would say plus 350, because I want it to really count if I'm going to take a guy who I have projected to lose percentage-wise. Biggest bet of the night stays the same. I don't understand the line. Curtis Blades. We're going to keep it the way it is, but maybe we add by the KO, DKO. I think this is Curtis Blades knockout all day. You can mark this one down. You know what? We're going to do a special video, a short Curtis Blades by KO plus 125, under 2.5 rounds, minus 115, and Curtis Blades a minus 265 in a couple of different parlays. I love this. So, I don't know what to say. I don't understand. I think there may be, there's other guys from that part of the world, so maybe there's a little action coming in that way. Not sure, but love Curtis Blades here. Tofik Musayev versus Maktek Orobai. Not the easiest fight to pronounce, but it's going to be a good one. I leaned Tofik at the plus 150. Lines come down. Who knows where this will end up? If I get minus 110 on Orobai, I'm tempted, although my metrics do show that I should be taking Tofik here. I would say Orobai looked bigger in the face-off, but we knew he was going to look bigger. What did we get? Yeah. Ooh, I gave Orobai 9 physical metric adjustments. That's coming down to 5, I would say. And here's why. That height and reach did not seem to be there. Yeah, so I lean Tofik here. Hopefully I can get a better line. I want plus 150 on it. Yeah. Fiziev versus Bahamondes. Big height, reach advantage. Give him 6 points on that, but strength of schedule, toughness of the body, the overall. Fiziev is a live dog here. We'll see where this number gets. Again, give me a plus 150. I take Fiziev. But Bahamondes is looking really good. He's very hot. It's a tough one because that length and reach and Bahamondes is wise beyond his years. It's going to be a tough fight for Fiziev. We'll see. We will see, but that creeps up to plus 150. I got to take it. Final one of the night. I got no action. Lean Jamal Hill, obviously. Who knows where this money is going to come in on? Money always seems to come in on Jamal Hill. He should win a lot of these times, but he ends up not winning. Khalil Roundtree, his resume is not the greatest, but he's really made a change. He's a hard one to predict. I wouldn't trust all the metrics with Khalil. I think he's fighting better than he's ever fought, and so we'll see on this one. I think it should be a 50-50 flip. As of now, no action on it, but you never know. And I will put out any live bets there on Twitter. All right, guys, and here's the new thing we're going to be doing here. So I'll give you my bets for PFL, and then we'll jump right back into the recap of our final bets we have right now, which is the same as our early bird bets. And just know that that's what we have. I didn't see anything where I was going to jump on it, except maybe that under. I'm probably going to jump on that afterwards. So there you go. Might even take a pause and just get some action on that because I do think that's a good bet. There on the under in that fight. So let me tell you though, PFL, this is the fight tonight. So I have Alan Dominguez, 2 units to win 3.8 at a plus 190. I just have the metrics much higher for him over Nicholas Mack. Obviously these guys haven't fought really much of anyone. It just, the line was off in my opinion. I think the market agreed with me. It came down. It's coming back up. That's usually a good sign though. Sharp money probably came in on Dominguez. And so we'll see what happens. Nice little PFL play there. And then I took a small stab at Antonio Caruso, 1 unit to win 1.15. Vinicius Sensi was supposed to be a lot bigger. He's not. And Caruso's fought the better competition. So we took him 1 unit to win 1.15. We like that bet as well. And that's that for there. All right, let's run through our final recap, starting from our biggest bets and coming down the line. Biggest bet of the night, Curtis Blades, Rizvian Kuniev, under 2.5 rounds, minus 115. That's 2.3 units to win 2. We got Melissa Mullins, Jung Young Park Parlay, 2 units to win 2.03. We got Jung Young Park, Curtis Blades Parlay, 2 units to win 2.11. We have Melissa Mullins, Jung Young Park, and Curtis Blades Parlay, 1.33 units to win 2.51. Then we have Curtis Blades by KO, TKO, DQ. That's 2 units to win 2.5 at a plus 125. Then I have Muhammad Naimov, Bogdangrad, does not go the distance, minus 135, 1.35 to win 1. We have the under 1.5 for Muhammad and Bogdan at a plus 200, and that is 0.67 units to win 1.33 units. Then we have Jung Young Park, Ismail Nordiev, under 2.5 rounds at a plus 140, 1 unit to win 1.4, and that's it for the night. That's all our bets. We had some other leans there, and we may have some more action, but a nice size card here. We have 12.65 units on the board. It's a big one, but it's really hinging on Blades, Mullins, Jung Young Park, and that's going to be right in the middle of the card, beginning and middle. And so let's cash on those early. Let's get to the window, and then let's get some action. Follow me live. We'll be getting some live action in as well. Following the MMA Judge Analyzer, one of the best follows on YouTube while you watch the fights. You sync it up, and he scores it live. He's a judge. So it's an amazing tool, especially for live betting. So follow me on Twitter. Check it out, and I will see you guys at the window.